Welcome to another edition of Chops and Pops. It is September 27th, 2015, and all the sights and sounds to be seen and heard. You are here with us. Thank you so much for listening here on our YouTube channel. I am Andy.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Shane.
Today, we're going to talk about Lucha Underground Season 2, and the Stinger gets stung at Night of Champions.
He did, didn't he?
Stung.
Yes.
His brittle body got stung.
His old man.
Stung in the back of his neck, to be clear. But let's start off with Lucha.
Lucha! So exciting. What's going to happen with Aerostar? What's going to happen with Drago? Sexy Star? What's going on? Phoenix? Pentagon Jr.? Vampiro?
Puma.
Puma? He's like dead. Muertes like killed him.
And then licked the face.
And then he's got like his army of evil people, which has probably a much better name than Army of Evil People.
Well, they're definitely coming back. That's
Yeah.
the good news. They're actually having a season 2. Woohoo!
Woo.
So the one thing I've heard is that their budget is going to be a little bit smaller.
Hmm.
I don't think it's really going to affect the overall production of the show. The production of the show is one of the things that makes Lucha Underground so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Usually the booking that they do and the storytelling they do is very drawn out, and it has a purpose because it's a season.
It's like
not
a
just
show.
a weekly. Yeah, it's a show. You know, that I think it's either going to be Prince Puma's redemption of getting back at Mil Muertes,
Right.
or we're going to get the big bombshell of Rey Mysterio premiering in Lucha Underground at the kickoff of season 2, and it will be Rey Mysterio's job to take down Mil Muertes.
There's no way that happens. No one's muertoing Muerto.
It's a good way to put it.
That was almost Spanish.
That's as close as you're going to get with me.
So, besides that, there really isn't too much information on it until they start filming and you see who is going to be part of the roster.
I have faith in Robert Rodriguez, though. He's one of the innovators of the let's do it cheap.
Right.
Like, what was it? El Mariachi? He shot that very, very cheap. And if you buy any of his DVDs, he will give you a tutorial on how to do it for cheap.
Huh.
And he will also teach you how to make a delicious breakfast burrito from scratch.
For cheap.
And including the tortilla. It actually starts off with, oh, you know those tortillas you bought at the store? Good. Throw them out. He's very serious about his tortillas.
You're making me hungry for
We should all be serious about our tortillas.
Yeah.
It's important. Extremely important.
Mexican food is delicious.
Indeed. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other show.
So on topic, since we don't have much more information, from what you guys have seen, because you obviously didn't see every single episode, and neither did I.
Yeah, nowhere near.
From what you know of Lucha Underground, what are you looking forward to in season 2?
I am really looking forward to the relationship of Aerostar and Drago. I am looking to see what happens now that Molina's in the picture with Johnny Mundo, and how that's going to play into his feud with Alberto El Patron. I'm excited to see what Pentagon Jr., how dark he's going to go with Vampiro as his evil master. And
that's one of the things that I heard was that Vampiro might just become Pentagon Jr.'s manager.
Right.
And that there might be somebody new brought in as an announcer with Matt Stryker. It could be Hugo Savinovich, which has been part of the Spanish announce team for the WWE for like 20 years.
Wow.
I think he's done English commentating too, though. So
Nice.
There's that. And Vampiro and Pentagon are pretty amazing together.
Then, you have Sexy Star doing her thing.
Being all sexy.
Being all sexy with a star on her face.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just really exciting to see what they're gonna do because they do it well, and I don't think the drop in budget's gonna hurt them. I think Robert Rodriguez will find a way.
And the quality of the matches, obviously the reason why we're talking about it, is one of the main reasons anyway. That's what's going to carry the show.
Absolutely.
Personally, I'm looking forward to more Puma. I need more of that guy. That guy is amazing. The shape that he's in and what he can do with his size, we won't see ever again. It's like the LeBron James of wrestling.
Okay.
LeBron James of wrestling.
Athletically.
Well, I mean, Ricochet in himself has been booked pretty strong in just the random companies that he'll pop up in.
Yeah.
But I've heard both sides of it with Prince Puma. I've heard people that are huge fans of the character, and then there's people that have thought that they've screwed it up. But I think he's just this great babyface underdog. You know, everything that works great with wrestling in general, but especially in Lucha Libre.
He's like the perfect hero.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
the guy you want to root for.
And he gets beaten by death.
Right.
The symbol of death and his woman.
The Mexican Brock Lesnar.
I don't think there's really anything specific that I would say I'm looking forward to at season 2, except for maybe that surprise of Rey Mysterio being incorporated into it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's pretty much you hit the nail on the head of that. It's how they do it. That's the best part. Is that, you know, with his directing, with the way that they shoot it, that's the most exciting thing, because the wrestlers are already there to produce some of the best wrestling in the world. So, you know, they're gonna, you know, provide. But yeah, I just think watching a season 2 of Lucha Underground will be great. And when it comes to how they shoot the shows, one of the things I heard was that it actually cost $400,000 per episode for Lucha Underground.
Whoa. Holy wow.
I was praising their production value, but I did not think it was near $500,000 per ep.
Wow.
Whoa.
Worthy.
That's almost in our league. I mean, listeners don't know how much it costs us to do this, but it's up there.
I mean,
the studio here is pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, the control panel alone, I'm thinking
250.
Yeah,
maybe
somewhere up there. The wires. Oh my God, the wires are like 5 billion.
Feet and feet of wires.
It's a jungle, man, but they don't call us the best in the business for nothing.
No, they do not. I
Who
don't think
calls
they
us
call
that?
us that at all,
Who
actually.
calls us that? I'd like to meet them, and I want to treat them to a sundae.
Speaking of Sundays,
This past Sunday,
Yeah.
Sting
you made that work. You made
almost
that
got
actually
dead.
work.
He got. Well, kind of.
Sting is kill.
There was a lot of things done to Sting that night that I thought were going to kill him. Like the announce table thing.
That was an ugly bump.
That
Yeah.
was
That wasn't even protect yourself bump. That was just I'm pushing you, land how you will.
Yeah.
Oof.
Scary moments, dude. The buckle bomb.
Man, he is like loving that buckle bomb lately.
Mm-mm.
It's like, oh, I can't curb stomp, buckle bomb you.
That's the exact conversation that I wanted to bring up with you guys. Was we could talk about Sting's injury and talk about, you know, how he's doing and how the condition of him once he got to the hospital. But the thing that I wanted to bring up with you guys is, do you think Seth Rollins is dangerous in the ring?
Oh.
I think that's an actual like can of worms to open up, because it's not just Sting. He just crushed John Cena's face.
Yeah.
There's a debate to be had.
Definitely.
Of no matter how good Seth Rollins is, when you start, you know, racking up injuries with your opponents like that,
That's a pattern.
doesn't mean you're dangerous. And I like bringing up the question with you in the room, Andrew, because of being such a big AJ Styles fan.
Yeah.
He faced the same thing about a year ago.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, one of the best workers in the world, but then everyone was getting dropped on their heads in the Styles clash,
Yeah.
and one guy broke his neck, and one guy almost died, and you know, like, how do you determine when somebody's that good in a wrestling ring if, in fact, they're actually dangerous?
You know how I do that? I think there's a clear difference in between AJ Styles and Seth Rollins in their in-ring performance, and I think the difference is, and I hope you take this the right way, one works for WWE, and I don't think that they would let Styles... I mean, obviously, we've talked about this before. If Styles was in the WWE, they'd take away everything that makes him AJ Styles, and most of that is his moveset. Seth Rollins, all I've read about, and my opinion of the guy, is that he's probably... Well, without a doubt, he's top 3 in-ring performers in WWE right now, and he puts on such outstanding matches. Whether or not it looks like they're good or dangerous bumps, that dude knows how to wrestle, and I don't think that AJ Styles compares the same way. I think he's a lot more physical, where he's willing to cross over the line of hurting people. Seth Rollins, I don't think it's...
I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. So you're kind of saying that AJ's taking more risks, therefore he could potentially injure somebody because he's doing more dangerous moves, and Seth Rollins should be more careful because he's doing safer stuff in the WWE. Is that what you're saying, or did I get that completely wrong?
No, you were definitely onto it. I guess what I'm trying to say is that AJ is less. He's not trying as hard to be safe. Seth Rollins, it looks like he is, but he can't do it with some of his moves, like the curb stomp they had to take away from him.
See, but that's why I kind of wanted to expand upon it, because like the move that he crushed Cena's face with was just a knee. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't anything crazy. And even the buckle bomb is debatable, because when you think of how a person has to land to take that the proper way, you're still doing some serious damage to your spine. You know?
Yeah.
What about you, Andy?
See, I love Seth Rollins, and this past Sunday, he looked amazing. Like, those matches back-to-back and just performing. And it's hard to... I don't want to say he's hurting people, but the numbers don't lie. Because he did. He, like, really messed up John Cena's face. And John Cena doesn't look the same anymore. I know the surgery was pretty close, but he looks different, and it's weird. And Sting might never wrestle. Ever. And his moves are kind of dangerous. He does a lot of the higher risk stuff, throwing people around, even to himself. Like the one thing he does where he sets up in the corner and stomps on their chest. That's pretty serious. You know? I mean, I feel like he should have maybe gone a more heelish route with Sting. Maybe like more holds, just like toying with him. Especially after, like, maybe keep the table spot even though I didn't really care for it. Maybe do more of that. Just mess with him a lot more. Less, I mean, we know you're great, Seth. Just, you don't have to hurt people.
Which is what a heel is supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I think we even talked about that when your buddy Steve Zaff was here, was the idea of, you know, when you're talking over a match with your guy in the locker room, it's the idea that if you're thinking of a flashy move to do, if you're the heel, you kind of back off. You understand that you're not the one who should be doing that. Which I don't think Seth was really that criminal of doing, but I see what you're saying in that, like, Sting could have been protected a lot better because Seth didn't have to work that hard.
Yeah.
But maybe it was a little bit of marking out from Seth. Not, you know,
I'm
not accusing him of being a mark or anything like that, but I'm saying from our perspective, it's the idea of he would only get one match with the legendary Sting. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he wanted to make the best of it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Can't argue with that.
Sting probably didn't have to jump off that top rope outside of the ring.
Right.
Like,
right. That was Sting's choice. So, to stay on point, though, it's that you think you love Seth Rollins.
I do.
And his matches are just that damn good, but you can't ignore facts.
No. It's people seem to get hurt. I mean, I know it was, like, part of the story, but, like, he curb stomped Dean Ambrose's head in concrete. You know, like, that's very dangerous. I know it was fake.
Right.
But, like...
Hey, we don't use the F word.
Right.
That's right.
It was sling puck.
Well, I mean, they were real cinder blocks.
Right. No, I get you, yeah.
You know, but, like...
It was movie scene stuff.
Yeah.
And then, for you, it's more of... Seth's performing safer stuff that he should have no excuse for effing up.
It's
kind of.
Yeah, it's almost like he's just. I don't want to say sloppy. I just think that he's too almost indie, because I think indie guys do that a lot. I think.
You mean just working too hard?
Yeah.
In a ring.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
WWE, you don't have to do that because you don't have to prove anything to anyone. If you think about it.
He is the champ. He can do whatever he wants at this point.
I don't really know where I stand. I mean, I think it's just kind of stuff happens, you know? And I use the AJ example because it happens with good workers. It's not just, you know, your Camerons who think that people can get pinned on their stomach. It's sometimes with some of the best in the world, accidents happen, and unfortunately for Seth, 2 very bad ones happen within a month of each other.
So what do we think happens with the Stinger from here?
I hope he gets better.
Yeah.
That's
overall
just more important than...
Yeah.
I mean, until he gets better, there's really no telling what could happen.
Yeah.
Especially with how protective the WWE has been with its wrestlers lately. Case in point, Daniel Bryan.
I think if he doesn't come back for a WrestleMania match this year, then I think he might just be done.
It's possible. Number 30 entrant at Royal Rumble.
Could be fun. Anything else as far as Sting goes? I mean, he did praise Seth Rollins in press interviews that he did this past week. He actually went out of his way to not only say that it was Sting's own fault and that Seth was one of the best that he ever worked with in the ring. He literally said he was the best.
Yeah.
And reiterated it, kind of doubled down on his statement by really reiterating that Seth was the best person he's ever been in the ring with, which says a lot.
Is that, dude?
Yeah, he's been with Flair, he's been with Rick Rude, he's been with Barry Windham, you know, like everybody you could think of, and
the
he's
ultimate
saying
compliment.
Yeah. So Sting doesn't blame him. So
no.
I guess
How can we?
Yeah. And that sums up the story.
Speaking of summing up stories, someone take it from here, please.
Is there any way to bring up America when talking about Sting?
Speaking about...
He used to wrestle at the Great American Bash.
He did, and one of my favorite matches of Sting's was the match where he had the American flag paint on his face.
On his face?
Yes. His face. So... on this, the eve of my year straight of working out, I have but a few things to say about the state of this great nation. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy who made a clock, Ahmed. This clock got him into trouble at school, and it blew up the world of social media. Now, he was eventually set free, and things were cleared up. But you know what else happened? The president invited him to the White House. Bill Gates, seeing a promising engineer, sent him a buttload of new Windows products so he can tinker with. And would also like to have a sit-down with him. So let this be a lesson that our society is better than we previously thought. So let's keep being excellent to each other. It is what Bill and Ted would have wanted. Play ball.
Huzzah.
Now, do you realize if Vince McMahon was as cool as Barack Obama... Well, actually, I'll take that back. Vince McMahon is way cooler. But if Vince McMahon reacted the same way as Barack Obama did, Vince would have invited the kid to the WWE headquarters and introduced him to Boogeyman, who also likes to wear a clock around his neck.
I'm glad you didn't say pun intended after you said that the story blew up.
You know, I was reading that and I was trying, as it was coming up, I'm like, I don't want to say that anymore. Because I'm like, the people are going to take that the wrong way. And then I'm like, what word means blew up? I'm like, it got big. I'm like, that doesn't sound cool. Blew up's better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the clock did look kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But to be fair, if the school actually did think that it was a bomb, they wouldn't have treated it that way. They would have taken that out of the school and not left him in, like, the principal's office.
Oh,
absolutely.
So it wasn't a matter of the clock at all.
Yeah. Okay, I was just going to say that. It has nothing to do with the clock/bomb.
Right.
It was
Which was actually a pretty cool clock. Like, I wish I could build a clock. That's cool.
Didn't he think that... But you know what? Never mind. Let's not.
And you know what almost rhymes with clock?
This could get really dirty.
Bop. Cop. Flop. Mop. Pop. Oh, right. Chop. Bless you, Andrew.
Oh, thank you.
Zoom tight. So, Andrew, you sneezed a little bit. Maybe you want to do your chop first.
My chop. All right. As I sit here rehabbing my sprained ankle from last week, which is not my chop. Should be, though.
Yeah, but you sprained your ankle doing the most metal thing you could possibly do.
Yes. I was marking out metal style, man.
Yeah.
Just too skinny and frail to be doing that. My chop is a part of the Asuka debut that happened on NXT. What I didn't like about it what I did not like about it was just how drawn out and awkward they made it for me. I had to sit there a little bit cringing towards the end, from pretty much the halfway point on. I appreciate that she really, really tried her hardest to communicate to the NXT audience in English, even though it was clearly a losing battle. Where it went from there, though, with the Dana Brooke and Emma thing, I don't care for. It was so weird. That if they had just had her try to defend herself in the least amount of way, just to give us some type of hint as to what she's all about, or what...
I think that's part of it, though. Not to cut you off there, but I feel like that's part of what her character is. Because I picked up on what you're talking about, the idea that she just kind of cowers and walks away.
Yeah, huh?
I think they're trying to make that part of her character. That she's
bigger than
chick,
the fight?
Sort of, but more that like she's letting it all boil underneath before it finally reaches what it needs to. Like
the female Finn Balor.
Like, she put out a tweet after her appearance on NXT aired, and she was talking about how she can hold a grudge for a very long time. And I thought that was kind of ridiculous that they're having the Asian woman talk about holding a grudge. And then I actually saw the clip because I watched NXT late, and I thought of that. Was the idea that she just kind of like gives that evil look as she walks away. It's like she'll get her revenge later. She can wait. She can be patient, but when her revenge strikes, it'll be something crazy.
Yeah,
that's kind of just why I see what you're saying, but that's why it didn't bother me.
My perfect alternative to what had happened would have been if they still included Emma, took Dana Brooke out, just Emma walks out to her music, doesn't say a thing, walks in the ring, smacks her, and walks out.
I would have been much happier with just Emma's music.
the dubstep.
I love that song. I love it.
Oh, she can do no wrong. Not anymore.
Yes.
Andrew's crush, Emma.
She's so Australian.
She is quite Australian. So,
speaking of Australians, Andy, your chop. Oh, speaking of Australians, we actually, when we went to Dojo Wars, the main event, were two Australians dressed up as bugs, a praying mantis and a bumblebee.
Huh.
Sorry, I had to throw that in. We were joking.
How about that?
Shout out to Dojo Wars.
Yeah.
PCW for the win.
All right.
So, my chop of the week is Seth Rollins getting dragged to hell.
Okay.
Because...
Not a fan, huh?
What year is this? Who the hell cares? Seriously. How many more old guys is Seth Rollins going to have to beat up before he learns? You know what? That actually just reminds me. You ever see that episode of SpongeBob where he's like, the bully's going to kick his butt? And he's like, oh, he's going to kick my butt. And then there's an old guy behind him, and he's like, I love the young people. And he's like, how many times do we have to tell you, old man? What? That's what it feels like to me. It's just Seth Rollins is going to kick old guys' butts.
Yeah.
Don't you feel, though, that contributes to him being a heel character? That he's that jerk that beats up the old guys?
I want him to take responsibility for it. Kind of like how Randy Orton became like the legend killer.
That's the most reminiscent.
I would like to see that. Like, he's already biting off of Triple H's pedigree. Why not take on a little bit of Randy Orton and, branch off into Evolution a little bit?
Wow.
That would be that.
Like, give him some sort of nickname, like the AARP Crusher. Or like
that's a great name, the AARP Crusher, because he took out John Cena and RP.
Wait.
How about the AARIP?
Or the Medicare Marauder. Or Mauler.
Wow, the Medicare Marauder. I like it.
Too violent for PG.
But you're not a fan of him beating up old guy Kane.
I just don't like seeing people get dragged to hell. I think it's really stupid. I never liked that. It's like, oh no, I'm being dragged under the ring, and then it's like, in the fallout, you see him like running away from the ring, and it's like, okay, you're just under the ring, man. Just roll out. You're good. You're not actually going to hell.
I can agree with that.
And then now Kane has like a split personality, and he's like, Seth, I've been here the whole time.
What mask?
Stephanie, you lost the mask. Well, That could be bad. Coffee.
I'm just reminded of the one of the last times he did this, where it was the same exact stuff with John Cena, and he just jobbed to him when he came back as the masked Kane, and it's like, we're not stupid, but we're gonna keep tuning in.
And Kane is in the world title picture in
Yeah.
October 2015.
Welcome.
Crazy.
Back to 1995.
How about
Speaking of going back to 1995, my
Hey.
chop of the week,
Oh
yeah.
and this worked out beautifully. You didn't even know it when you said it.
Hey.
That's what we
Going
do.
back to 1995, my chop of the week goes to Sunny
Oh.
for returning to jail. She had a warrant out for arrest from something in PA, I believe, and she was living in New Jersey and has been for a while. From what I believe it was 3 different warrants for I don't know. She wasn't facing some sort of DWI or DUI. Yeah.
She was. What was she gonna do? Adult films? Was that the one?
Yeah.
Yep. It's not even a chop out of like, scolding or you should know better. It's more of just like, Sonny, I hope you do better for yourself sometime in the near future because it hasn't been too great lately. Let's cheer it back up.
Cheering it back up.
Pop of the week.
3, 2, 1. Poppin'.
The noise.
Speaking of popping, that's a Canadian crowd. Did you see South Park?
The new.
Yes.
Yes.
Lots of Canada.
Oh,
Man,
that's right.
they are like,
They built a wall.
wow. Oh, hey, guy. No, because we got such cool stuff over here. I want to see that cool stuff. And then some other words that I can't repeat.
PC Principal is a pretty
Oh, my God.
fantastic character to add to the season.
He's really made things great.
Pop of the week, though.
Okay.
Andrew.
Okay. I couldn't make this one my main pop of the week, but just one of my favorite parts of what happened in wrestling this past week was at the very end of NXT with the backstage promos between Enzo and Cass and Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. All of them nailed it to me. Enzo is so awesome. He is such a good talker. And even Big Cass, it looked like he's still a little frightened on the mic and he thinks too much, but Enzo can carry them to the promised land. But
Carmella's moonwalk is getting pretty on point.
It's pretty great.
It is. She's the hottest chick in the ring. Bada bing.
Though,
But that wasn't my real pop.
that's not it.
No, this
Hold
one
up.
is the best thing. And I've been tearing apart the Divas division on this show for a while recently with how south they've gone. But Paige's heel turn to me was also on point. I was a big fan of that. I need something to actually stir this thing up, and if they do it the right way, it could turn out very well. I love that she pointed out Becky Lynch. It doesn't matter how true it was.
Boo hiss. Boo hiss.
What to Becky Lynch or
Becky
Paige?
Lynch is a treasure.
Oh,
Andy's in love with Becky
no,
Lynch.
dude, so am I.
Did you see her Instagram pun video? She did.
We should have had a sound clip ready.
I wish I had
for
that ready, but she did a quick
How
6-second
did I miss
pun
this?
off, and she's holding an apple, and she goes, "I am appalled by what Paige said to me. I do not held up a donut, find it, and lifted up a banana appealing."
Oh, damn it, she's so awesome.
And then she also said Paige is a WH dash, and then showed a picture of an oar. It's pretty amazing. She's really taken it to the social media.
My personal favorite part of the whole turn was, or when she was doing the mic thing and she's just tearing him apart, just when she goes, the universe knows exactly why Nikki and Brie have made it as far as they have with the company. And Charlotte, well, come on. We don't really need to say anything about Charlotte, but it's pretty clear without Paige saying it that I just love that she gave it a name. That's it. It could have been any diva, but Paige doing it, that's why she's my pop. Thank you.
It was like Paige giving a mini pipe bomb.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a cute tiny pipe bomb in a little tiny package. Like it was not that risky, but it was enough of addressing the elephant in the room.
Yes.
For her to seem very ballsy.
You
know what I mean?
You just explained it, what I was trying to say, yeah.
Like what everybody assumes of the Bellas, whether it's true or false. You know, Alicia Fox just kind of... Being the third wheel, just kind of floating there.
Yes.
And, yeah, that was entertaining, what Paige did.
Go, Andy.
Yeah. And did you see Natalie's outfit this week? Ridiculous.
She's going places.
She was on Raw, wasn't she?
She's the new third.
Right after Paige did the pipe bomb, she saw her backstage and she's like, Paige, that was all very unprofessional.
Yes.
And then on SmackDown, she got slapped in the face by Paige. So.
And she lost the match, so as to speak, as to how she's going to be a part of one of the stables. Huh?
Mm. Well, Natalie makes sense with the hangout with Charlotte. Because, legacy. So, my pop. Say it ain't true. Oh, wait, never mind. This chick's pants are blue. Blue pants on NXT this past week for 30 seconds. And what a pop. Asuka. Crowd would kind of confuse a little bit. Eva Marie. Nuclear firestorm of death for her. Even Carmella, they couldn't, with her moonwalk, couldn't save that. But no, the chick straight from the clearance rack, blue pants, comes to NXT and gets a huge pop. So she gets my pop. Just put her on the actual roster.
And actually, is that how you pronounce it? Asuka?
Asuka.
Because I thought that's how they were saying it on NXT, and I was putting together one of the episodes for the past couple weeks because I've put up all these episodes late.
I said Asuka.
We kept saying Asuka, and we couldn't be more wrong.
You know what? Because I didn't hear it, I just saw it, and I went, okay, well, that's how I would say it.
Yeah.
It looks like Asuka, but it's Asuka.
Well, they taught me with that one.
Yeah, I want to know how the audience just knew. They're like, yeah, that's Asuka. That's it.
Those crazy Full Sail people.
Blue pants is
Blue
the
pants.
best. I need one of those shirts, dude. I saw a few of those in the crowd.
You need one of those shirts. It's you can't go wrong. It's got pants that are blue on a shirt, and then it just says blue pants on the back. Even if you don't know anything about wrestling, you're just like, wow, that shirt is exactly just blue pants. That is.
She's
blue
so
pants.
over. So
she is.
over.
She's not the greatest in-ring performer. I mean, that's one suplex she does is pretty dope, but...
Which commentator is Graves not her fan?
Graves is not a fan.
Yeah.
Graves is a fan of Alexa Bliss. He thinks that she should go back to the clearance rack. Byron Saxton loves blue pants.
That's who loves her. Okay.
But Byron Saxton is a dummy dumb.
Byron Saxton would love blue pants.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. They're pants and they're blue. Oh wow.
I've never seen that. I thought it was Graves putting her over at the Brooklyn show, though.
No, he said blue pants, you've ruined everything.
Oh, that was yeah.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
So, Shane.
Shane.
My pop of the week, I didn't really have one, and I've been trying to come up with one because I think the thing I would give my pop of the week for is something I actually did not witness, but considering everything that's gone on, it was one of the things I was most excited for. Biff Busick, one of the best wrestlers on the independent scene, is signed to the WWE, and he will be a part of NXT very soon. I wouldn't even be that surprised if he makes his debut at the next NXT pay-per-view that's at the beginning of October.
Oh.
Wow. That's like next week.
I know. It's in 2 weeks. I think he starts training this Monday or this Tuesday or whatever. But he had his last match on the indie scene at Beyond Wrestling yesterday in Rhode Island. It was part of a round-robin tournament that was with Biff Busick, Drew Gulak, Timothy Thatcher, and Eddie Edwards.
Amazing!
And it was the four of them facing all of, each other once each. Does that make sense? I'm describing that horribly.
It's probably a lot
They all had a match with each other at least once, so they fought.
Like the G1
3
Climax.
times. Yeah, sort of. But it was all in one night, and the three... So, yeah, Biff had his last match. He crowd surfed at the end of the event. He was always known for coming out to the song Bro Hymn by Pennywise. Whoa, whoa, that thing. And, yeah, so I even hope that the way that NXT kind of incorporates those things from their past and their careers, that there's some sort of like mock-up version of Pennywise, so he could still have like that anthem chant.
Well, I mean,
going.
look at Sami Zayn's theme song.
Yeah, that was very El Generico-esque. But I'm probably gonna buy that event whenever it comes out, the round robin show, and watch Biff's last match. And he's gonna be somebody that you definitely want to keep your eye on when he appears in NXT. He's gonna be huge.
Huge.
Amazing.
Do it.
Amazing. All right, show's over. I'm going home.
The
Bye.
show is over.
I'm
I
tired.
hope you enjoyed yourself this evening
Go
because we are done. Referee, hit it.
But wait, there's more.
Boom.
Wait.
Tom-toms.
Tom-tom.
Tom-toms.
I'm getting much better at stopping that, but it's still really hard.
You could just let it play. I mean, everybody
Dun,
likes some
dun,
90s
dun,
music.
dun,
Here,
dun.
play it for a little bit.
You
We'll
want-
just
okay.
Everybody's curious.
we'll get,
We're gonna- we're
we
gonna
want to hear
play.
this.
We're going to play some generic 90s music for you.
What are you depriving us of?
I feel like I'm watching Saved by the Bell.
You know what? I feel like this should just play for the rest of the show.
Yes.
So
I
it's
feel-
time for False Finish, guys.
Hey!
What do we have for them today?
Gee
let's-
willikers! So, okay, I can't. This music is ridiculous. So, my first piece of false finish information. The end is coming soon for Mark Henry.
We've been saying that for years.
He says it is imminent, and he has no idea how it's going to happen, but he says it's coming sooner than later, and he says that, unsurprisingly, just like everybody else, he would love to have his last match be with Daniel Bryan.
Did he really?
Yep.
Wow.
He said he has never had a bad match with Daniel Bryan, and he really likes working with him.
They missed such a good opportunity with Mark Henry and Daniel Bryan. When
For the
Daniel
World
Bryan was
Heavyweight.
when
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan was first getting pushed, that was right in the middle of the Hall of Pain with
Yeah.
Mark Henry as world champion. And it was that timing of like they were bringing up Daniel Bryan but taking Mark Henry out, that like Mark Henry was strong enough as a villain, and Daniel Bryan was obviously getting huge with the yes chant thing. At WrestleMania Miami, when he lost to Sheamus in 18 seconds,
Yeah.
that could have actually just been a great match between Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Daniel
Robbed.
Bryan.
so
Okay.
yeah.
Andrew, do you
No,
have-
but it should be Dallas. He should
It
retire in Dallas. It should be at Mania. He doesn't have control over the booking, so he
No.
can't plan that sort of thing. But
He's earned
he
it.
deserves it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, he's got a hand out there somewhere that has his last name.
Yep.
That Mae Young gave birth to.
Yeah.
Hand Henry.
And they showed it as an adult once. And it was
They did.
really, really, it was a guy like in a hand suit.
Yep.
It was like, hey,
Remember that?
Mom.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
I think they did that for like the 1000th episode
I
or
think it was
something
the
like that.
1000th.
Yeah. Oh,
childhood.
WWE.
It's that they're keeping continuity after all these years, which is important.
Because
No one's
when
gonna
someone
forget
gives
that.
birth to a hand, you should really know the full story.
Absolutely.
What the hell are we talking about? What was
Vince McMahon's favorite joke ever. It's a hand. I don't get it, Vince.
I win.
Money.
Okay, my
So, Andrew, do you-
my piece of false finish goes to my favorite promotion in the business right now, Ring of Honor. Not last week, what was it, about 10, 12 days ago now, they had their All-Star Extravaganza pay-per-view, which was extravagant, and, if Shane and I may say so, amazing!
amazing?
This was the stacked card to end all stacked cards for the indie scene, at least of the ones that I pay attention to. Now, I like to call Seth Rollins the Jay Lethal of the WWE.
You know, you're already addressing what I wanted to address because it was either on last week's show or 2 weeks, whatever, that I said that Jay Lethal was pulling a Seth Rollins. Absolutely not. Lethal was double champion first.
That's
so if
exactly
anything,
right.
Rollins was pulling a Lethal.
Exactly. And he did something that Seth couldn't do at their pay-per-view. He defended both titles. The first, his television championship, he defeated Bobby Fish with Truth Martini by his side. Not Bobby Fish, Truth Martini, obviously, with Lethal. Other matches on the card included Silas Young defeating our boy, Dalton
Our
Castle.
boy. The party peacock.
The party peacock. The man whose wardrobe cannot be outdone and his boys cannot be... it doesn't matter. They're amazing.
Salutations.
Just thinking about it, it's amazing. The All Night Express defeated the Briscoe brothers.
They're back now.
Yeah. That was a shorter
cool.
match than a lot of people thought it was going to be. That was the unknown opponent going into the match.
Kenny King. He said, F-U-T-N-A. I'm going back to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And Rhett Titus said, I'm going to stop wearing a mask and carrying around a rose, and I'm going to be a wrestler again.
A lot of people thought that the next match, Moose versus Cedric Alexander, was the match of the night.
A lot of people praising it.
Yeah.
People are saying it's the best match Moose has had in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I have no arguments against that, except for the fact being that my favorite wrestler was in the main event, but I'll get to that in a second. ACH defeated Matt Sydal in the 5-match series match.
That's
the third
a dream
of
match.
Yeah. The Kingdom defeated The Addiction and the Young Bucks.
The Kingdom are awesome.
They're pretty.
I feel like they're kind of underrated.
I think underrated is the perfect word
for
them.
They're really on a roll right now in Ring of Honor. They went to New Japan for a little while. They've gone to Beyond Wrestling as a tag team. Kingdom are great.
Yeah, but why didn't they give the titles to the Young Bucks? I still don't have a good enough reason for that.
For the Ring of Honor match?
Yeah.
Young Bucks are immortal anyway.
Yeah.
They can go anywhere and they're already over. So they try to keep the titles on.
Hands down
other
the best tag team that
Young
tags
Bucks are pretty great
right now. I'm not a big Frankie Kazarian fan. I'm still trying to get his look. I don't understand it. But you're
not alone. I'll put it that way.
And in my favorite match of the night, this one's going down in the history of this year. AJ, the Phenomenal One, Styles defeated Adam Cole and Michael Elgin and Roderick Strong in a #1 contendership for the the ROH World Championship. He is now the #1 contender in an amazing match. He earned that title. Now he's going to be facing the man who defended his title successfully that night, Jay Lethal, against Kyle O'Reilly.
Well, because of the timing of it, it looks like that's going to be the main event for their big show of the year.
Final Battle.
Their WrestleMania of the year is Final Battle, and that's in
Yes.
December, so it looks like AJ Styles is getting a world title shot against Jay Lethal.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in Philly, so.
I got to watch this card again, but it was 5 stars in my book, and that's all I have to say about that.
Nice.
Thank you, Forrest Gump. For False Finish stuff, New Japan had 2 pay-per-views this week. Destruction in Kobe and Destruction in, I want to say it was Okinawa?
He's doing this without anything.
Yeah, I have no paper. I'm horrible when it comes to research and
that was
my
impressive.
homework and stuff like that. There were some title changes, one of them being from the main event. Shinsuke Nakamura got his Intercontinental title back from Hiroki Goto.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually caught that this morning live when it was on at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And really good match between the two of them. Red Dragon and Time Splitters had a match for the junior heavyweight title, the tag team title. Time Splitters are Alex. Yeah, Back to the Future guys, Alex Shelley and Kushida.
Okay.
Alex Shelley had some weird stuff going on where he was dealing with a lot of injuries and his family was trying to get him to quit as being a wrestler, so a lot of people thought he was going to retire. Really nice seeing him back with the Time Splitters back in Japan this morning. Besides that, I was going to bring up the fact that Pro Wrestling Noah did something very bold.
What they did?
Because all year they've been running with this this whole story of Suzuki Gun taking over the company. That basically every single person in Suzuki Gun has won a championship in Noah, and nobody can defeat them. So the owner of Pro Wrestling Noah, who is also a wrestler, Marufuji, has claimed that if no one can defeat any of the champions in Suzuki Gun by the end of the year, Pro Wrestling Noah is going to disband.
Wow.
And it will be done as a company.
That's legit.
It's a very believable storyline because Noah's kind of on a lifeline as it is. It's kind of... The best way I've described it to people to understand is Noah's kind of like the TNA of Japan. They have this incredible roster of some of the best in the world, and their booking just makes you want to like stab your eyeballs out.
The propensity to just screw it up.
You can't believe that they have like these people like Zack Sabre Jr. and Keno and all these incredible people, and they just put together these matches that you just don't care about. But point is that it could be very believable that this company just folds. because Noah was originally started by Mitsuharu Misawa, who passed away a few years ago. And ever since his passing, the company's kind of struggled. And then they lost Kenta, who became Hideo Itami in NXT, and Kenta was one of their major stars. So it's just an interesting thing to follow, to just kind of see what's going to happen with this whole thing. And, see if Noah sticks around or not. So, yeah, there was Noah, the New Japan pay-per-views, and I already talked about Beyond Wrestling show yesterday, so that's pretty much everything I have.
I think we missed on one more thing.
What's that?
The Eva Marie slowdown.
Oh, her push.
Yes.
Slowing down.
Our prayers have been answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best was at a Comic-Con type thing. Paige was asked about that, and she's like, it's not really a push, it's more of a nudge. It's like, no, she's great, though, anyway.
Yeah.
But I have some other news.
What's that?
Andrew's favorite Australian,
Emma. Was that Australian? Emma.
That's British.
I can't do accents.
Emma is now the star of a cooking show.
Oh, my.
On YouTube called Taste of Tennille. And it premieres right before Raw this week.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So you can watch her. She loves to eat, and she loves to cook. So you can watch
She's
her
the perfect
eat and cook.
Woman.
And she's fit. So.
And she loves wrestling.
And she loves wrestling. And dubstep, apparently. Because of her music.
Oh, my God.
Who doesn't love dubstep? Everybody at this table.
Not a fan.
The same amount of people that love Motorcycle Undertaker.
I love Motorcycle Undertaker.
Let's not talk about Motorcycles Undertaker.
Come on.
I don't want to do
After
it.
Hell in the Cell with Brock Lesnar, he's going to get beaten so bad he reverts back to Biker Taker.
Dead Man Inc.
Speaking of which, we have that garden show coming up. That's going to be very soon. That's actually next weekend, isn't it? It'll be on Saturday.
October 3rd
Saturday.
at MSG.
That will be Saturday night.
Saturday
It's
night.
coming
So
Saturday.
it will happen before we do this podcast.
That's
Yep.
affirmative.
Okay. I'm looking forward to Jericho and Owens.
Mm.
I think that will be... It's one of those things where you could not anticipate a lot with the Garden Show, just thinking of it as a network special and not a full pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And you could get like a match of the year when it comes to Jericho and Owens, you know?
Owens, man.
So we have that to look forward to.
Oh,
for next
yeah.
weekend. And I will say this, because this is also going to be next weekend. Bound for Glory has pretty much announced its card, which is TNA's WrestleMania.
I'm
of the
leaving.
year. And nobody cares about TNA. But I'm going to give credit where credit's due when it's worth it. The card is kind of amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. I know amazing is a strong word to use, but they put together a really good card for Bound for Glory. I'm not saying I'm going to pay money for it, but I'm saying I might give it a shot and watch it illegally somewhere.
Who are the Wolves face?
They're facing Trevor Lee and Brian Myers, which Brian Myers is Kurt Hawkins from the WWE, but Trevor Lee is this young kid. He's only like 21 years old. He wrestles in PWG all the time. He is somebody that could pull out a great match with Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. So there's that. There's Gail Kim and Awesome Kong. And that's the women's match, which is
EC3.
fantastic.
EC3.
EC3, his world title match is against Drew Galloway.
What about Jesse, though?
Believe in him.
Bro.
Jesse, though.
Bro.
He's
about
not on
Jesse,
the card, bro.
What?
Bro, he's not on the card.
The bros aren't on the card.
They're not on the card, bro.
Why even watch the pay-per-view if they're not there?
You have the hype bros, though.
Ugh.
You know...
No,
I don't.
We're not going to make any apologies for Mojo Rawley. I don't want to watch that guy, and I don't want to see him. So, no Mojo.
It sucks, because I love
No
Zack
Mo
Ryder.
Mojo.
No Mo Mojo.
No Mo Mojo.
That's a hashtag.
No Mo Mojo.
Hashtag No Mo Mojo.
No Mo Mojo.
He's gonna get oh God, he's gonna get Marty Jannetty. Just wait, and then Zack Ryder's career is gonna take off.
Like Shawn Michaels.
That's right.
That's a fantastic way to wrap up the episode. Zack Ryder will end up like Shawn Michaels.
That's not gonna happen.
Not at
Don't
all.
Dare.
Not even
Never
close.
say never. Never say
It's
never.
never gonna happen. I'm gonna make a very bold prediction. It's never, ever, ever gonna happen.
Woo woo.
I love Zack Ryder. It's never gonna happen.
I have
Ever.
some cooking videos to watch, so I think we should.
She hasn't posted anything yet. She posted like a 40-second video of like, "Hi, I'm Emma. I like to cook and I like to eat. So come join me right before Raw this week, and I'm gonna do my show."
Andrew will still watch that on repeat at least 20 times.
Yeah, I'll be the #1 viewer, damn it.
Hashtag TOT.
Hashtag no more mojo.
No more mojo.
And hashtag chops and pops.
Yes. Speaking of hashtags and @ symbols, what's our Twitter?
I'm very glad you asked, Andy. Our Twitter handle for all of you little tweeters out there is @chops and pops. It's all one word. There's no underscore. There's no caps. There's no bold letters. There's no underline. There's nothing. Just @chops and pops. You could reach our YouTube channel from there. You could retweet us. You could view all our videos. Every time there's a new video, I retweet it.
Boom.
That's that.
You hear that, tweeters?
Boom, boom. Is that what they call them? Tweeters? They're tweeters.
There's tweeters and tweetettes.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
All right. Also, another way you can contact us is at our Gmail, which is chopsandpopspodcast@gmail.com.
What is that email?
chopsandpopspodcast@gmail.com.
One more time.
chopsandpopspodcast@gmail.com.
What?
All right. Make a techno remix.
Breakdown.
This is just devolving.
We're going downhill
We're
quick.
just falling
All right.
apart.
If you're still with us.
Yeah, hashtag no more mojo. See you next week.
No more mojo. This is it for us about Chops and Pops. I'm Andy.
I'm Andrew. Peace out.
Peace.
I'm Shane. No more mojo.
No mo mojo.
Go Eagles.
No. No mo. Mojo. No more mojo.